So just going to start on IR35. So this has been around for a while, IR35. And what we're talking about here is effectively a company engaging a contractor to work for them, and who is determined whether they should be a contractor and therefore not deduct tax, PAYE and national insurance, or whether they should be an employee and deducted PAYE and national insurance. And what the changes that are coming in play from April is that who the responsibility on is changing. So this was delayed from last year. And what this means is if you're a medium or large business, it's not yet in play for small businesses, which will affect the majority of our clients. But if you are a medium or large size business, this is going to affect you. And what this means is that the determination of whether they're going to be a contractor and within the IR35 rules is now putting the responsibility on the company itself. So let's say you're a medium-sized business and you've got various contractors working for you. You need to review all of those contracts and make sure that you are comfortable that they should be contractors and not meet the criteria to be employees. And there is a really good, there's a good tool on the Revenue website that basically takes you through a load of questions, and it tells you based on your answers whether they meet the rules for an employee or meet the rules for being a contractor. If they are in the IR35 rules, it doesn't mean they have to go on the payroll. You can still pay them through their own company. But what that does mean is that you need to deduct PAYE and national insurance on their payments to that company. So again, this is a big change, and why it's important is because if these medium and large companies do not check this out and the Revenue challenge it, they would then be liable for the tax and the PAYE, even though they've paid the full amount over to the contractor. So just a reminder on the criteria for a medium company, it's 2 or more of annual turnover more than 10.2 million, gross assets of 5.1 million. So this is gross assets, of fixed and current assets, and it doesn't take into account any of your liabilities, and employees is 50 or more. So just to go on some steps that business can take to help them. So like I said, you should do an audit of your freelancers and contractors, determine which ones fall under the rules, communicate all the changes to them and create an agreement. And lastly, consider any additional costs and how that is going to affect the service they are providing to you.
How does this potentially affect those off-payroll workers? So if I'm a freelancer who uses a limited company to invoice an employer, what are the potential impacts on me?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question, and I didn't touch on that. I was looking at more from the company itself point of view. But if you are an off-payroll worker, you need to be having those conversations really as soon as possible with the companies you work for. And look, having your own company, or whether you're self-employed, really, if you only work for one company, it's most likely that you probably should be an employee. If you work for numerous companies, obviously there's a lot more to it than just working for 1 or 5 or 10 different companies. But if you work for a few different companies, and you think actually this could affect you, make sure that the company you're working for is running it through the HMRC online system. If they say yes, you are in or you're out, ask them for a copy of the answers and make sure that you're happy with the answers they have put on there. And I think if it ends up that actually you need to be in IR35 and therefore PAYE and national insurance needs to be deducted, you might actually look at it and think, well, there's no point me running this through a limited company anymore. I might as well become an employee and get the benefits of an employee, such as holiday pay and sick pay. And therefore, these are the types of conversations that you should be having kind of straight away, because it comes in from the start of April. You don't want to 3-4 months down the line, after they've started deducting PAYE and national insurance, be thinking, oh, I'm actually a lot worse off here. and start having those conversations. Then you should bring that forward and start speaking to the companies you work for now.